This reporter places the blame for all of this squarely on you, the viewers.
Would you say we'd be venturing into a zone of danger?
It doesn't matter what you think.
You're listening to the Our Take Podcast with Bryan Sherman.
He had a full head, all the way till the end. It was white, and I was hoping to get that. I was hoping to get, like, the full head, and it was really hard to cut it off.
And Spencer Rogers.
To be a good pilot, you have to be able to make good decisions, and I know what my credit score is, so I know I don't make good decisions.
This is the Our Take Podcast.
From Scary Parrot Media Studios in Ogden, Utah, it's the Our Take Podcast, episode 70. I'm Bryan.
I am Spencer.
It's October the 28th. Among other things, it's my parents' anniversary.
That's hot.
That also happened on this date in 1938.
Good year.
Well, Germany expelled about 17,000 Polish Jews.
It happens.
Sent them to Poland, which refused to take them in.
Well, they were Polish Jews.
And then about a year later, they invaded Poland anyway. So there you go.
That's cool. Way to go,
Yeah.
Germany.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week.
Has it?
Yeah, I mean, we killed Baghdadi,
Yeah.
which is awesome. I should say that you can't give this guy too much credit. People say he's not the founder of ISIS. Okay, al-Zarqawi is
Right.
and he was way more of a hard ass than Baghdadi. But whatever.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, our great leader took care of it, so don't worry about it. He personally went in there with his AK-47 dog. The dog was injured, by the way.
No,
you heard about that.
I did hear about that. They released a picture of him. Like, I'm super glad that, first of all, no U.S. troops died, and I'm super glad that Baghdadi's dead. Like, it's a good thing.
You know what I want to know?
Huh.
I want to know what kind of helicopter they used.
They used the freaking Bin Laden copter.
Yeah.
That's what they used.
Yeah.
What did we call it? Osama, or was it just the Bin Laden helicopter?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bin Laden Hawk down.
I want to know what kind of bombs they used, because for Zarqawi, they dropped 2 500-pound guided bombs to kill Zarqawi.
That seems a little excessive.
It totally was.
Was he made out of titanium?
He was in like a safe house or something, but nevertheless, they were not letting that one go.
Everyone said that he blew himself up.
No, that was Baghdadi just now.
Right.
But Zarqawi, who we killed in 2006.
Right.
Yeah. Man.
I wonder why they chose to do a on-the-ground operation for this one versus just blow up the house.
It's all about proof. Back in 2006, it was like no one knew who Zarqawi was publicly. You know what I mean? Of course, our intelligence knew, and I'm sure he was on the news.
Yeah.
But it was just like, we got to kill this guy. I don't even think ISIS had a name yet, right? In fact, he was aligned with
Wait, this
Al-Qaeda.
is 2006?
In 2006 is when he was killed.
So this is still Bush?
Yes.
Oh.
So Zarqawi just started...
Because ISIS didn't really form up till like 2009 or 10, I thought.
Right, so he started what became ISIL and ISIS.
I see.
Yeah, he was... Man, have I told you the stories about Zarqawi?
Yes, I think so.
He messed up guy, man. I've read a couple books about ISIS, and one of them was called... I think it was called Rise of Black Flags. I want to say. I can't remember. But they detail his life and how... It's always the same story, right?
Right.
This guy who's fairly normal goes to prison, and in prison he gets radicalized, and then he starts being more radical than the guy who taught him.
Right.
It's very common.
Does happen
it's a
lot.
very common
That's
thing.
what happened to Hitler.
Yeah. And Malcolm X.
I watched...
Not that Malcolm X should be equated with these guys.
I watched a new documentary on Amazon. Crap. I don't remember what it's called. But it's like a 10-part episode or 10-part series about cults.
Oh. You watched a 10-part documentary since I saw you last?
Well, I don't do a lot
Got
of
some
work.
time.
And
You just have it playing on your phone?
yeah, it's so I don't, you don't see a lot. It's called Cults and Extreme Beliefs. And it's got a bunch of different cults on there. It's not just about one. So it starts off with this is not how you say it, NXIVM. They called it something else. But it's the one that it's a sex cult, and it's the one that the girl from Smallville, was
yeah.
part of.
Yes, where the guy was putting his initials on girls.
Yes.
But made it, so I just Googled NXIVM just to see, and it's a multi-level marketing company now.
I
based
think
in
that's
Albany.
I think that's what it was to be.
Oh, it
it's
is?
like a weird.
Oh yeah, Keith Rainier.
Yeah.
It's the same dude.
Yeah.
Why does that come up in Google? No, this should come up
I
as
don't know.
cult.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
And
was
then-
branding women with what he said was a logo, but it's clearly his initials.
And Allison Mack. It was both their initials.
Yeah.
Allison Mack was really hot, so I'm kind of bummed out that she's a psycho.
That was on the Explained on Netflix.
A lot of people would have rather had Lana. They thought Lana Lang was more attractive, but I was always like, you know what? Allison Mack is.
I got to
for
be
me.
honest, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
You've never seen Smallville?
I didn't watch Smallville, no. I'm sorry.
Anyway, Children of God is one. UNOI, World Peace Sanctuary, Jehovah's Witness.
Heaven's Gate?
That might be. Sounds familiar.
That was the one where they killed themselves in the bunks.
Oh no,
And covered
I haven't
themselves.
actually watched them all. So I've only watched 5 of the 9. Next, I have 12 Tribes, FLDS, and The Survivors Speak, Part 1 and 2. But anyway, these cults, man, I just don't. It's crazy.
It's fascinating.
It's how these people are just so.
So charismatic.
Well, not the leaders. They're like I
well-
get that, but I don't understand.
Do you, though?
Well,
Because you're
I-
looking at me like I would never fall for
no,
something like that.
no. I'm just well, yeah. I don't understand the people
But
that
people
follow.
do.
I don't. It doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy.
But then I think, well, never mind. Anyway,
But these are normal people
yeah.
who fall
I know
into the trap.
I know it is. A lot of them are, and
I would kill for that type
one
of
of
charisma.
One of these is this this Asian guy, and this is actually a pretty recent one, and he has it's a cult or a religion, he says.
Yeah.
But they have like ceremonies with AK or M16s and AR-15s and stuff.
What do they do with them? What
they
do you
like
mean?
they like bring them to weddings and they have blessings on them. And,
I saw that one. What's that? It's got to be on Explained. So there's that.
oh yeah, it might be.
They talked about cults, and I think they talked about that one a little bit.
There's a whole episode about it. It's quite. It was
yeah, they have blessings on the guns.
Kim Jong Il or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, man.
How these I don't know. Anyway, moving on from Colts to baseball. I've been watching the World Series.
This is why I said it's been a crazy week. We got
Yeah.
Baghdadi.
Yeah.
The World Series took a weird turn.
Well, I was kind of hoping that it would because I'd rather see the Astros win.
Right, you're a Texan.
And I was really bummed out. I couldn't believe they lost the 2 first games.
Yeah, it looked like a sweep coming.
Yeah, well, the Nationals had just done that to the Cardinals, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Chris. Did you see the meme that I sent him on Facebook?
No.
Because he's a big Cardinals fan. I
Yeah.
sent I made it. It's like a barrel of brooms, and it has a cardinal sitting on top.
You made it?
Yeah,
You get to make it into
and then it has Steve Irwin with a little speech bubble, and it says, "Here we have the wild St. Louis Cardinal in its natural habitat."
Now you got to make it into a shirt.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so a couple of things. The Astros have come back. They won 3 games in a row, and they're going back to Houston tomorrow.
Yeah.
But last night's game was specifically interesting with all the things that happened
Yeah.
in it. One is we saw some boobs.
Yep.
I missed it completely, which always happens to me.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, my friends would always be, "Dude, did you see her boobs?" I was like, "No, I missed it." It happened to me and even when I went
Practicing the guitar.
I went on the ride along with my cop friend,
Yeah.
and I went up to this apartment with him, and he's like, "Did you look in there?" I was like, "No." He's like, "There was a lady straight up completely naked on the bed," and I was like, "Dang it!" I always miss this
Code
stuff,
word.
man.
That's all right. I'll send you a screen grab.
It's ridiculous. Anyway,
They banned them for life, I guess, or something.
yeah, you know what? Real quick sidebar. How do you enforce that?
I don't know.
Because the Jazz banned, 2 or 3 people last
Yeah,
year
for
for
their
some
racist-
racist stuff. But how do you enforce that in a crowd of, 50 to 20,000 people?
Yeah.
You're like, wait, no, that's not him.
Right.
Oh, that's the guy.
But
No,
it,
no,
like,
no.
it's not. Even if they took your name down, you'd be like, "I don't have my ID."
Yeah, that's not me.
Yeah.
I don't. I have no idea.
It's like a picture of the bounce
But
check.
I guess the girl had been previously banned, which goes to show
It
obviously
can't be enforced.
because she's in the third row behind home plate.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, it can't be enforced.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But a couple other interesting things that happened. Actually, this is the game before, but the catcher got hit in the face with a baseball. His mask got hit.
Yeah.
And
Did it stick?
no,
Oh.
no, it bounced off. But so catchers have kind of transitioned from the old school, pull down the mask kind of thing with to this like hockey style mask almost.
So it's not as foolproof?
No, it is.
Oh.
It's like it's more foolproof
okay.
almost. But it hit him, and I was like, "Oh man, that would hurt." There's like no padding or anything.
Yeah.
But I found out that there's springs
Oh, that's a good idea.
in the shield of the masks, and
They got to have a little flex,
Yeah. I think I have. Oh, here's a
like a
picture.
crumple zone.
right here. This is the newer style ones,
Okay.
and they got the big springs there on the side.
They got to be able to take it off real fast, though. still.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
But and this is the older style one right there that some people.
Oh, it's
use,
just over
but-
the front. They got the hat
Right,
turned. Yeah,
right.
they got the helmet turned backwards.
Because they get a lot of crazy. So
Yeah.
that was a interesting tidbit to learn. And then you've probably heard about this because it was all over the news today. But did you see the Nationals fan who caught the home run ball?
No,
Oh, good. I'm glad you haven't because this is a great video.
that should be an out.
And I'm sure
That should.
I'm sure that a lot of the other people listening have seen this or heard about it. But
2-1. That is hit into left center field. Back at the wall. It is gone.
okay,
Okay.
you got to see the replay
Let's
though.
see the replay.
He's back in the lineup for the Astros, and he goes deep. The opposite way to make it 2-0 Houston in the
No,
second.
people are just dead inside.
Oh yeah. Oh come on!
That,
All right, hold on. I gotta find a
That was
better
the
version.
entirety of the
That
video.
Was,
There
that
was no replay.
Pathetic.
is this it?
Is this a video or is this just a picture?
EPA photographer.
Okay, well here's the guy right here.
Okay.
Here's the play-by-play.
Oh, does he catch it in his arm?
He catches it off his chest.
It
As you
saves
see,
his beers?
He has 2 Bud Lights, labels out.
Yeah. That guy just got an endorsement
Yeah, I know, right?
for sure. For sure.
Bud Light couldn't whatever advertisement they pay for this year's Super Bowl, it's not worth it.
No.
This is better.
did it was it a fair catch? Did he drop it?
So
Afterwards?
no, it hit him. Like
Okay.
this freaking ball hits him, it bounces off. I think he actually does drop the beers, or at least set him down, because there's like beer splashes up, but he does end up with it because I would be look at this kid's face right
Yeah,
here.
he's trying to catch it.
Ooh, looks like he's pooping his pants. Oh man, we got to find the actual video. But
Man, people, you've heard it's really sad.
yeah,
The people who die like reaching over the wall.
Yeah, that happened once in Texas.
Terrible.
Don't do that.
No, don't. It's a baseball, okay?
I caught a baseball. I have one.
And I think that outfielder, I don't know his name, like refused to throw balls in the stands anymore.
Yeah, it was Josh Hamilton. I
He's
think
like, I'm never
the
doing that
Rangers,
again.
and I something like that. Oh, here's another
I
video.
don't blame him.
And he just let it hit him right in the chest or the gut.
Boom! Oh, dude. Yeah, that's a broken rib for sure.
And he just
Does
let
he
it hit
drop
him
the
right in
beers,
chest or
though?
the gut.
Oh,
Yeah, that wasn't in the chest. That was like in the
The boob?
the sixth, like a floating rib right there. Oh man,
hope
That
it was
hurt.
worth it, especially since it was for the opposing team.
I went to a
Do you
Bees.
think everyone was like, "Throw it back"? Like,
Yeah.
hell no.
I went to a Bees game with Ashley years ago,
Uh-huh.
and she got hit by a foul
She got hit.
in the shoulder,
Oh, jeez.
and her shoulder's still messed up.
Wow, really?
And I feel really bad that I didn't. She was nearer the plate, and so there's not much I could have done. I
Right.
could have sacrificed
Wait,
myself.
how did it? Was it a line?
It was a line. It was very fast.
Was it before or after because they've increased?
No, it was the net was still just really behind home.
No, they've increased it a little bit, and there's a lot of people who want to increase it more.
So we were on the third baseline. Yeah, man, it's
Right.
dangerous over there in those first few rows.
I know it just sucks to have to watch it through. through
I mean,
netting,
hockey, they put the glass up and
but
people
that's
still get hit.
It's glass. You can see through it. You don't have to.
Like the net, you're like,
Yeah.
have to
Freaking
move, keep your head
Yeah.
moving so you can see.
You know
through it.
what's funny though is the people that flinch behind home plate.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do it too.
Oh,
There's
of
no
course.
no doubt.
Of course.
But I just think it's funny when like, oh!
Yeah. How many times are you going to do that this game, Bob?
I
Come
know,
on.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then one last thing, and this isn't specific to the World Series. This is just something I've noticed recently with sports. Right after the game,
Yeah.
like they haven't taken their uniforms off. Like this is still on the field. They'll send their little guy with a bow tie over to interview the players.
Yeah, I never understood it.
And
man.
there has never been a single one of those that has. Well, okay. So here is Garrett Cole being interviewed right after the game. He's the starting pitcher from last night.
Behind your decision to pitch the way you did?
I just thought that we needed to execute better pitches this time out. And I didn't realize that was how we got that many strikeouts. I guess this situation just called for breaking balls in that spot. That's what we were feeling.
Now, second inning, first and third.
What are you supposed to do with that kind of setup question, though? Like,
It's
what made you decide to throw the ball that way?
It's so stupid. It's so okay. One
I
more.
thought it would work.
One more. This is from the ALCS Game 4 when Altuve hits a 2-run. I think it's 2-run walk-off home run.
Pitch. Take me through the at-bat against Chapman.
Well, first of all, I want to thank God and all the fans for a beautiful game, for the beautiful.
Like a politician.
playoff.
Answer the question.
We really deserve to be in the World Series because my team has been working really hard to get to this point. And in the at-bat, I want to just get a good pitch to hit. I mean, Chapman is, for me, one of the best closers.
So his answer is essentially, I just wanted a good pitch to hit.
Yeah, I wanted it down the middle.
Like, what were you thinking?
A little low.
And then he asked him,
Around the bases, what was going through your mind?
Well, running around the bases,
What?
the only thing I was
what kind of a
thinking
question is that?
It just needs to end.
Going through your mind? Like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah! I mean, seriously.
So does the fact that they require, like in the NBA, they require press conferences
the
after.
NBA ones, if you go Google stupid post-game questions, they're all NBA.
The press conferences after the fact are so stupid.
Like the reporter who asks, so do you think to a Clippers player, do you think the Clippers are going to be here for Game 7?
Yeah.
And he's like, what? Yes? Yes. What? I'm on the yes.
I remember one time OKC lost to the Jazz.
Right.
And a reporter asked Westbrook, did Oklahoma City lose this game or did the Jazz win this game?
Oh, no. That was one of the clips I watched today. And he was just like,
What kind of question?
and then he just leaves.
Yeah, he
He's
just
like, I
walked away.
can't.
Now,
I can't with you guys.
Like, the spirit of that question I understand, right?
Yeah, but it's stupid.
It's stupid.
It's all they're athletes. They don't think that much. They just go out and play their game.
Right.
Like I think about my job and how much thought I put into my
Right.
job. Or has there ever been like a time when something happened really fast? Like say you're in a car accident and they're interviewing you after. What went through your mind when that car pulled in front of you? Like what do you think with shit? Like,
what did you want?
Did
while
you
were
did you try
standing-
to swerve? Like, I don't even know, man.
What made you decide to hold the bat that way?
That's exactly like do they really think that these athletes are that? I'm not saying they're
That in
stupid
tune?
by any means.
No.
But it's just all natural. It's just
Right.
talent. It's not like
Right.
there's not this constant like okay, I
I've-
gotta
I practiced it that way a million times,
Yeah.
so that's why I did it that way.
yeah.
Oh.
I wish that they would just start giving answers like that so it would just be done.
Right.
Like it's
Well,
so stupid.
Just make it an acceptance speech.
right?
Right? Like, you
right.
you played great. Who do you want to thank tonight?
yeah, for real.
What would you like to say to the fans? Don't ask these stupid...
What was going through your mind when you threw that home run pitch?
I thought my contract's up. I don't know.
Actually, John, my life flashed before my eyes right
Right.
there in the stadium. You'd be surprised how much you can think about in 1.2 seconds.
I thought of my children and the
Going
college
hungry.
that I can't pay for.
It's so ridiculous. It's so dumb.
Wait, you're not done with the game, are you? Because you got to talk about Trump being there.
Oh yeah, that's also been all over the news too. I forgot about that.
If you haven't seen the clip, it's great because on the jumbotron or whatever they call it, they're showing soldiers,
Right.
and the crowd's going crazy, cheering for him, and then it cuts to Trump. By the way, did you notice that Matt Gaetz was with him?
I don't know who that. I'm not
Matt
sure who
Gaetz
that
is the douchebag from Florida, Republican, who led the little charge into the room the other day.
Yeah, that was...
He's like the biggest pawn.
Oops, sorry.
So, but the cheer goes from hoorays and thank yous to immediate dark boos when Trump's face hits the screen.
I know. I'm trying to find a video here, but there's just
And then later, they're chanting, "Lock him up." And I see on Facebook today people like, "This is disgraceful. This is so sad."
Ooh, and he's just smiling. You
Yeah.
can tell he's full of rage.
Yeah.
Because, he's like the weird sociopath that he is. He can't handle this.
No, he thinks everyone loves him.
He has no idea. Oh, there it is.
Lock him up. And all I have to say
This
is...
is in our nation's capital, BT Dub.
Yeah.
This is in Washington, D.C.
Washington,
just
D.C.
Right across the street from the White House.
All I have to say is you can't... You had no problem with people chanting, "Lock her up."
I know, and now they're all bent.
You can't
Dude,
have it both ways, man.
There's so much hypocrisy with this party. It's insane. Like
He committed actual crimes, though.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Did you see the freaking Justice Department finished their investigation finally on Hillary and said there's nothing?
Oh, really?
If people didn't know, we're more than 2 years into the Trump administration, and they've been investigating Hillary's emails still.
Really?
It just ended this
I didn't
week.
know that.
And they released a statement like, we're done with this. There's nothing here. No crimes. So even the Trump Justice Department couldn't find any crimes on Hillary.
Well, there's no way that the Trump kids haven't done whatever Hillary did
No,
already. They're so
emails.
stupid.
Yeah. Which, another thing this week, just announced tonight
Yeah.
that on Thursday, so in 3 days,
Okay.
the House is voting on
Oh,
articles
yeah.
of impeachment. So it will actually begin the public phase of question and answer, which I think the Republicans are like, because they've been coaxing the Democrats for like 2 weeks, right?
Right.
Like, you got to do this publicly. You should have a vote, which was clearly a bluff. So, they're like,
So they were thinking that they weren't going to do it,
yeah, they don't have enough. They don't have enough to bring it to a vote.
but they do. Like, there's so much.
Yeah, right. So now they're like, oh, shit, you guys are really going to bring it to a vote? Well, what do we do next? So, yeah, Thursday, House is voting. Tune in to C-SPAN. I really don't see it going any other direction when the Democrats have the majority, but you never know.
One of them's going to be like, you know what? I like this guy. I like him.
Yeah, so I don't know how. I don't know. The hearing should be interesting. It should be a fun time. You know.
So it's on Thursday?
So they're voting on Thursday, which will then begin.
Okay.
Which will then begin if it passes. It will begin the public hearings of witnesses. All the witnesses they've been deposing over the past few weeks.
And
in
this
private.
is just to give it to the Senate?
So I think they vote on to proceed with the hearings, and then they have the hearings, and the House will vote again to send it to the Senate
For an actual trial.
But the House will conduct all of the public interviews with the witnesses that they've been deposing.
And in the House, it's likely to get shut down because...
No, the House will go to the... It'll go
I mean,
to
the Senate. Sorry, the Senate.
Yes, they need a supermajority. I think 67 votes.
I don't understand why Republicans are
Well, that's going to be the
It feels like this is an easy out for them to get away from
Right?
from all of this.
Yeah.
And because a lot of them, most of them don't even like Trump. They just are. I
Right.
don't know.
And the only one who's willing to speak out right now is Romney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they say publicly when these witnesses start to speak. Obviously, the Democrats made this decision faster than people expected. Now, people think that it's because the Republicans pressured them. It could also be the fact that they've uncovered enough shit that they're like, we could do this publicly and we might get some public sway here.
Right.
51% of the country wants him gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the representatives are thinking when we know more than half the country. So anyway, it'll be fun.
Interesting.
It's going to be really
It's
fun.
gonna be off the hook, man.
Off the hizzle.
And it got this far with Clinton, right?
Yeah, he went all the way to the Senate.
And that's when they were like, if it doesn't fit, then he must have quit.
I mean, that was OJ. But yeah.
I was talking about.
The
I
cigar?
thought they brought in her mouth.
They brought in the cigar.
And Bill's Bill's
Oh.
penis was so big. In fact, actually, hold on. I think I actually might have some audio from.
I spoke with Mr. Hirohito this morning, and he assured me that I have a very large penis. He said it was mammoth, dinosauric, and absolutely dwarfed his penis, which he assured me was nearly microscopic in size. My penis, he said, was most likely one of the biggest on the planet. I applaud Mr. Hirohito in his honesty. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dinosauric.
Yeah, that's straight from that hearing.
So I have a beef also right now.
Okay.
A Democratic representative from California, a woman, is resigning due to an ethics probe because she had an affair with a staffer.
Right.
She's 34 years old.
Whore.
Why is she resigning?
I would say that it's just she's siding with the party so the party can keep its image of, look, this is what we do when we have creepy people in here.
Katie Hill is her name.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand. The Democratic president of the United States had an affair in the White House and didn't resign.
This is 2019.
President Trump has had multiple affairs.
But that's why.
Probably having one now.
That's why they're doing it.
You think
so
they're taking
can,
the high ground?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So that they can say, well, we did this.
I don't get it. You know, that.
If she was Republican, she wouldn't have to resign.
No, that's why I don't understand why Democrats are such wusses about this.
They're not wusses. They're just trying. They're trying to protect their current image of the do-good party or whatever you want to call it.
I don't get it. Whatever. Keep taking the high road and you'll keep losing. That's fine.
Did you know? Speaking of the high road, that I think I was listening to the radio today. I don't remember. It might have been NPR. I don't know what I was listening to. Honestly, I was just sick of listening to the channel.
Hannity.
No. They were talking about with a professor from somewhere, and he was talking about getting rid of the Electoral College and how at one point, and I think he said the 60s and 70s, the Republicans were super for getting rid of it.
Right.
And now, of course, it's flip-flopped.
Right. It flops every 30 years.
And he was saying that the only way that we'll really probably get traction on it is when a Republican loses to a Democrat who won by the Electoral College.
Right. When a Republican wins the popular vote.
Right. Because then everyone will be like... and the Democrats will be like, oh, yeah.
Which won't happen until the platforms swap again.
Yeah, that's not
the Democrats are going to have the majority every time. They always do.
Yeah. It's going to be a while before...
But it's never going to pass. An amendment to get rid of the Electoral College is never going to pass. But you've heard about the states.
Yeah.
Where the individual states are joining this compact of states.
Right.
With the exact same language in every legislature saying if enough states join to where the winner of the popular vote would win, we will give our electoral votes to the winner of the popular vote.
Right.
So it's like this compact of states that once they get to enough states, it goes into effect. where the Electoral College is no longer a thing. It's just whoever wins the popular vote nationally gets our votes.
Right.
And it's up to like 16 states.
Oh, really?
Or
I didn't
something
know
like
that.
that. We're close. It's really, really close to being a non-issue.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Because the Electoral College is dumb.
Yeah, I wish I could. Yes, the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact is what it's called.
That sounds too long.
So right now they have, with all of the compacts together, there's 196 electoral votes. You need 270 to win the presidency.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What if we go ahead and just have someone take one for the team again? And have a Republican win by or a Democrat win by the how can we make this happen?
Like the reverse?
Yeah, we got to make a Democrat win by the Electoral College. So
but lose the popular.
Yeah, so we got to. This is going to be hard to do, but we got to.
It'd be much easier to just pass an amendment,
I guess.
But yeah, 15 states. And that's a lot, man. That's a lot.
Are they all left states? Blue states?
Actually, no. Let me see if I can find state winner take all. Let's see. Nevada,
blue.
Oregon,
blue.
New Mexico,
bluish.
Colorado,
blue.
Florida.
Swing.
Wait a second. Maybe I'm not reading this right. I'm just looking. Hang on just a second. I can't imagine Florida's actually in it. Because that would be crazy. Interstate compact.
Maybe they're just tired of all the drama they had.
It's possible.
Hanging chads.
Oh, here it is. Maryland, New Jersey, Illinois, Hawaii, Washington, Massachusetts, D.C., Vermont, California, Rhode Island, New York, Connecticut, Colorado, Delaware, New Mexico, and Oregon. So we are exactly 74 electoral votes away in the compact from having the Electoral College gone.
Nice.
It would still be there, but it wouldn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Which would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Because we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elections in the history of the United States that have the non-popular winner won.
Yeah, it's been recently, too, hasn't it, mostly?
Bush and Gore, and then Trump and Hillary.
All right, well, let's swing away from politics for a minute and talk about murder.
Rad Rob. Rad Rob.
So, recently here in Utah, there was a CEO, a female CEO of a company. Have you heard about this?
Oh, she went to San Jose.
She went to San Jose, and she was found dead.
What was her name? She was in the tech industry.
Erin Valentine? Valentine?
Yeah.
Valenti.
Valenti.
Okay. So that happened.
Do we have any leads here?
I haven't heard anything
Was it
new.
They found her car and then they found her body?
I thought they found her in her car.
Maybe.
Or in her rental car.
Either way, they don't know how she got there.
Right.
They don't know why she went there. And I don't think they have any leads.
I think they were kind of thinking it was some sort of suicide or something, though.
Oh, really?
Well, based on her manic phone calls and stuff she was making.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know much about the case other than she went to San Jose and was found dead.
And then about a year, or just a year ago, we had Lauren McCluskey get murdered at the University of Utah by a man that she was previously dating, who lied and was, a real scumbag.
A weird case too.
Yeah,
because he borrowed the gun, and that guy just got sentenced.
Yeah,
he borrowed the gun
pretty.
Actually, no. It was.
Yeah, it's complicated.
A chick bought the gun. A girl bought the gun, gave it to her boyfriend,
right.
Which was where the law was broken.
Right.
And then the boyfriend lent it to the murderer,
right,
who killed himself with it.
Don't let people borrow your gun.
Yeah, just your gun is your gun.
Yeah,
kind
of weird. Now
it's like you're borrowing a fleshlight or something. I don't know.
I borrow your fleshlight all the time. I'm trying to figure out why we're both coughing so dramatically over here. Anyway, So with the Lauren McCluskey case, a lot of the blame was placed on the University of Utah Police Department.
Sure.
Now, and so much so that the family of Lauren McCluskey is suing the university.
Well, if I remember right, she went to campus security.
She went to campus police, who are
and said, "I'm afraid of this guy."
Right.
I can't remember if she said he was stalking or just she was afraid that he was violent.
Right.
And I don't know how to. It's not like I don't want to use the wrong language to but it was basically they kind of just brushed it off.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they could have done.
Like. That's kind of what I'm getting to with this. So they're suing. I got to find the number here. I think it's $30 million or something. It's a lot. And they're saying they're doing it in quote unquote principle, and they don't even want the money. Which
Well, and he also extorted her, blackmailed her.
Yeah.
Before he killed her.
But here's my question for both of these, because also in this this San Jose incident, they are basically throwing the blame on the San Jose police.
Oh, I do see that she was manic, the CEO, and was like saying that she was in the Matrix and stuff. That's sad. It's sad. It is very sad.
All right.
So
anyway, should we blame the police? Because it's getting to the point where, in my opinion, I think, I'm not completely sold on this, that it just seems like they're wanting to blame someone.
Yeah.
And what the police have a whole city to take care of. There's like one officer per 2,000 people or something.
Yeah, I don't even know.
It's not like, so to devote, and I mean, they probably have other missing person cases, other sorts of things that happen. And so to devote, what were they supposed to do in San Jose? Like shut down the city?
So tell me about what happened in San Jose. Did the parents call the San Jose Police Department?
Right.
And said she's talking crazy. We've tried to keep her on the phone. Is that what was happening?
I don't know about that. I believe, let's see. Waiting for an autopsy. Because they I think after she called the last time, they just never heard. Oh, she texted somebody but never heard back. I don't think they were on the phone with her.
Okay.
I think she just kind of disappeared, and they found her in a neighborhood. They didn't,
Oh, okay.
So,
so what is their case is that the San Jose PD
well, they don't have a lawsuit as of yet,
Oh.
but they are saying
Publicly
that the San Jose police dropped the ball and that they should have done more to find her. But I just don't know.
In the case of suicide, that becomes really hard.
Well, we don't know if that's what it was, but
That's true.
I don't know.
If she was manic, then there's a good chance. I mean, that's tough. I don't know the details of that one. I know that for suicides, it feels like there's no justice.
Oh, they were mad because they were treating the case as a voluntary missing person. So, not someone who's been kidnapped, someone that's missing.
So she's an adult and she left of her own free will.
Right.
She might be in San Jose and acting really crazy, but
Right.
she did it on her own. Just
Right.
as if I could drive off right now and you could call the police, but they'd be like, well, yeah, he might be acting weird, but, he's free to do whatever he wants.
The Unified Police here stated that if you're over 18, they have the right to do that. So anyway, what were you going to say?
Well, I mean, if it was a suicide, well, even any unexplained death, in Lauren McCluskey's case where the man kills himself afterwards, or in this case where we don't know how or why she died, that doesn't feel like there's ever any justice. So yes, your natural instinct is something or someone has to be blamed for this.
Right.
And unfortunately in our country, someone is always at fault, and instead of just no, bad shit happens sometimes.
Right.
You know, I mean, because if she really was bipolar and manic, unfortunately, that means she wasn't taking her medication, which then you could argue a lot of negligence.
Right.
You know, I'm reading a little bit about Lauren McCluskey here, and it turns out the detective that she told, it was a woman. She had also responded to a death threat against another student, and was rather indifferent about it as well. And so she was warned, you can't take these cases lightly and be indifferent about it. So that's probably where the McCluskey family is coming from there, that this particular detective, apparently she took some PTO, the detective, right after she was told.
Well, I'm not saying that there's no fault at the University of Utah, but frankly, the University of Utah did not have that guy go kill her. Like,
right.
She got herself into that whole situation.
Right. It might spawn a new policy.
Right.
Which is we put you in lockdown.
Well, that's
or
what
on
I mean.
24/7
Like, what
watch.
were they supposed to do? Were they supposed to bring in, the military and arm guard her? Like, what?
Right.
If she was that scared, I sound like I'm being a dick right now.
It's tough.
But if she was that scared, why not leave campus? Go.
It's true, but I do wonder about if you were in that situation where this is someone who you've been intimate with, and it is domestic violence.
We're talking about my ex-wife.
It's you talk yourself out of it, right? You say, well, I'm sure he's not that crazy. You know what I mean?
But rule of thumb right now, they are. Whoever it is,
yes,
they are that crazy.
You should, and that's what probably what the McCluskeys are saying is that even if our daughter kind of talked herself out of it, out of the danger, well, then why did the police? The police should be the ones who, man, they take threats way more seriously than anyone else.
Well, yeah. But again, what were they? What should have they done? I guess maybe they could have told her to go somewhere else.
There might be. So if I were the parents, I might take issue with certain parts. I don't know this for sure, but we do know that she was blackmailed.
Yeah.
If she reported that blackmail and the cops didn't do anything, which then led to this person being free.
But what? Besides put out a look for this, what is that called?
An APB.
Yeah. Like what else can you do
or
if you don't know
if
you don't know where he lives? It's not like you can just.
But they probably did. So I mean, I could argue this case,
right?
And say she knows his name. She knows where he lives.
Well,
probably. I don't know where he lived at the time. I don't know if he, you know what I mean. But they dated,
right?
They could probably set something up to catch him. You know what I mean? Some sort of a sting or you know what I mean? Anything like that. So the question becomes, if a student comes to you and says, this guy already blackmailed me because of some photos, and I'm afraid he's going to kill me, what should the university police be responsible for? Should they at the very least hand it to the Salt Lake Police Department?
Well, that's the thing is the university police is an actual full-on.
Right.
It's not like they're rent-a-cops or anything.
Right.
They are full-blown.
But if this detective was taking PTO and felt like she didn't have the capacity to investigate this,
right,
then she should have. She should have passed it off.
Right.
Now, I don't know if any of that is true.
I mean,
I have no idea if Lauren reported the blackmail.
Right.
All we know for sure is that she did call and say, I'm scared of him, which you got to get to a certain point to call the police about something like that,
Right.
But, I mean, it might – the hope is that the family doesn't care about the money, but the hope is that maybe there is a policy change, that if a girl does report something like this, then they can say, well, if you'd like, we can offer a 24-hour surveillance.
Right.
Or we can get you moved to a different dorm for the night.
You know what I'd like to know that hasn't been in any of the stories is how often this happens.
How often the detectives are called.
How often someone comes in and says, I'm scared for my life. I'm afraid of this guy. Because if
true.
it's like every day.
It's true. No, I mean, and you would, kind of habituate to it.
Right.
As a detective. And that, I mean, we see it, that happens to cops all the time.
Right.
Except for the ones who shoot people.
Yeah.
Man, I've watched another one, man.
You got to stop watching those.
This was one in Fresno. Did you hear about the one in Fresno?
No.
Oh, my gosh. This 16-year-old kid and his brother were suspected of a murder that happened the day before. It was less of a murder, but more of like a shooting that caused a car accident that was fatal.
Oh.
Okay? They more suspected this guy's brother.
Uh-huh.
But they pulled over a car where he was in it, the 16-year-old boy.
Okay.
And his baggy pants, big sweatshirt. And they tell him to kneel on the ground. And instead he takes off. It's a Saturday. He jumps over a fence, a big fence. He has to do like the flip where you, your legs go over first and then you kind of, you know what I mean?
Right.
He takes about 3 steps as he's running. And a cop who wasn't there initially comes running up to the fence and shoots through the fence and hits him in the back of the head. And the kid dies 3 days later. Now, this particular video that was released yesterday or this week was not released to the public when this happened a couple years ago.
Oh, this is 2017.
Yes, and so this cop, it was ruled justified because he said that the kid was reaching in his waistband and looking back at him. He was running away from the cop. He was running away from the cop.
Yeah.
He hit him.
And there was another cop climbing
over the fence.
Over the fence.
One shot, back of the head. He died 3 days later. Now, this kid might have been a shithead, right? He's 16 years old. And I know that cops take every threat seriously. But this person, he's running away from you. Later on, they'll make the case that he jumped the fence into a daycare.
God, they're still putting him in handcuffs.
Right. They'll make the case that he was jumped over the fence into a daycare. However, earlier I made the point that it was a Saturday.
Also, it was okay for the cop to shoot into a daycare?
And the cop didn't use that in his initial report. And unfortunately, on one of the videos, you can hear another cop say, "Good shot, man." Which, in the moment, okay. If you think that that's a really...
Are you sure he didn't say it sarcastically? Like, good shot, man.
I don't
know.
I actually didn't find that video. I read it. I didn't want to watch any more videos of it.
Oh, I just watched it.
It's disturbing. Well, no, I watched the one where he's running towards the security camera. But that security footage wasn't released to the public initially in 2017.
Why?
I don't...
Huh.
There was other... Body cam footage was.
Right.
So, I don't know, man. These cops that shoot people in the back... Taser, run after him, anything, This cop came around. Once again, if you watch the video, this cop could have taken cover.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
He came around another fence in order to shoot through it.
I mean, why... Maybe just draw your gun and just...
Freeze?
Well, yeah, like if he turns around and starts shooting, like
right.
cover the guy who's over the fence.
If you watch the video, the cop that shoots him is behind and to the right. And he is pulling up his pants with his left hand. Right? And as he looks over his shoulder, he's looking to see who's chasing him. So that cop claims that he saw his left hand by his pants, his waistband, as he looked over his right shoulder and made eye contact. And the police officer said that the eye contact and the fact that his hand was down there made him feel threatened enough to take one shot, and the boy immediately crumpled to the ground.
I don't know, man. I hate overanalyzing these and saying, well, they should have done this because...
I have a massive problem when a cop says I felt threatened and they shoot someone in the back.
Yeah, that's...
I got a big problem with that.
That's...
If there were other people... If there were kids, well, you shouldn't shoot through the fence anyway, right? But if there were people that you thought he might threaten around the corner or something, maybe. He's an imminent threat, But this kid was clearly running away from you. He just jumped the fence,
Well, at least he was white.
Yeah, that's probably why we haven't heard about it.
Probably.
They released this video 2 years later.
Oh man! All right, we better break ourselves. When we come back, we have some random headlines. Let's see. I don't know what they are, or do I?
They're random.
Oh yeah, a castle is destroyed.
Spoiler alert.
I know. Rats are learning crazy things. New records in India, and well, this last one's pretty crazy, so we'll just save it. But when we return, all that and maybe something else, I don't know, maybe not. Yeah. All right. Okay.
It's hot in here, Daddy. I can't breathe.
I'm gonna slingshot you over the wall, hopefully near a birthday party of some sort. And when you get over there, make sure them Mexicans ain't took our jobs.
How am I gonna get back?
Okay, make another slingshot, but make sure you destroy the slingshot so no Mexican slingshot back over here and take all our American jobs, what was meant for Americans. Also, bring back some damn food.
What do you want to eat?
I felt funny saying this, but I'm craving tacos.
All right, Daddy.
America's number one.
America's number one. Fire!
And let's do the cheese dip, too.
This is the Our Take Podcast. We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you these random headlines.
Gotta come back from those, like, you know, a little more professional, like, my name is Spencer Rogers, and this is...
Well, if you lean to wipe, it sticks to your... Yeah, anyway. Yeah, it's just...
What the... I did not mean to play that, but sure.
Oh, man.
Where did that... What is that? Even... If you lean to wipe...
We were talking about...
there
well,
it
if
is.
you lean to wipe, it sticks to
Okay.
your... Yeah, anyway.
That's a good one. That was an accident, though.
We were talking about the liners, if you use them to put on the toilet seat.
Right.
Because they stick to your leg.
All right. Tennessee. So many people in East Tennessee called this the world's biggest tree house. You drive down a country road, you pull onto a long driveway, and there it was, raising from the woods. My penis. I'm sorry. Anyway, so this giant tree house burnt down.
Oh, man, that's freaking cool.
I
1,
don't
2,
know.
3, 4, 5 stories.
It's like Swiss Family Robinson.
Yeah.
Plus, look at all this stuff over here, too. I think there might be like an air traffic control tower up there or something.
For sure. It burnt down?
Yeah.
It's got to be arson.
Yeah. Let's see. Or maybe, well, there's the inside of it. Dang, it looks, there's like pews.
Yeah,
in
man.
a basketball court.
That's cool.
So let's see. How did it burnt down? The treehouse rose 5 stories with a steeple soaring higher still. I have a steeple. It had classrooms, bedrooms, a kitchen, stairs. You could look down from it on a grassy field shaped into a single word. Jesus.
Wait, what?
You could look down from it onto a grassy field shaped into a single word.
The grassy field was shaped like Jesus?
I get.
Or like the word Jesus?
The word Jesus. It's obviously Tennessee. Let's see here. What?
I just Googled grassy Jesus and it didn't pull up anything relevant.
Let's see. I can't. It's not telling me how it burned down.
It burnt down via fire.
This is like a sports reporter. How did the...
How did you feel as you watched it burn down?
Oh, like bad. Anyway, so yeah, that's sad. So if you ever were planning on going to see the world's biggest Jesus...
Oh, there it is. There you go.
Was
yeah,
it?
It's just mowed into the lawn.
Oh.
A Jesus and a...
That seems like a
cross.
lot of work.
Looks more like shrubbery. It's pretty tall. Anyway, yeah, big freaking tree house. That's like a tree mansion.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Tree hotel.
So here is another video where researchers. We gotta get through a stupid commercial here. Oh my gosh, this is a long one.
Do you think they'll ever go away?
Commercials?
Yeah.
Not as long as we buy things.
We all have to stop buying things that are advertised.
Yeah.
So if you see a Ford advertisement, you buy a Chevy. I don't know if that would work.
I don't.
And then you let Ford know about it.
Right.
You tweet them.
Right.
Hey, at Ford, I bought an at Chevy because I saw your lame ad.
Okay, here is the video.
Okay.
Scientists have taught rats to drive tiny cars.
Oh yeah, it's a little rat literally in a jug on top
With
of
wheels.
a little RC car.
And the rat can drive it.
So they drive it over to their treat.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Operant conditioning.
Yeah. So
Skinner would be proud.
Along with the turkeys and the pelican waiting in line.
Dude, that turkey was chivalrous as shit.
I know.
Yeah.
These animals are getting smarter and smarter. So the reason they're doing it is to study how learning skills affect the human mind and stress levels. And so logically, the only thing you could do is teach a rat how to drive a car.
I was waiting for you just to say, like, they were studying whether or not they could actually teach a rat to drive a car.
Okay, that's probably how this started. They're like, I have a pet rat, and I want to teach him how to. What can we do
under the guise of science
to make this so we get paid for it?
Yeah. How about we say it's about like humans and stress? That'll get us some grant money.
Those are buzzwords right there.
We're actually figuring out if rats can drive us around, and we get rid of the whole auto. You know,
we don't even need
autopilot
cars anymore. The rats, who scientifically are proven to be better drivers than
there
humans,
would probably be less debate about rat-driven cars than self-driving cars.
Probably. On the one hand, we have a robot or the rat. What's your vote?
I trust rats over machines.
Rat all the way. Jesus made the rat.
Yeah, the machines are going to take over.
Mm-hmm.
Skynet.
Speaking. Okay, real quick side note.
Tesla. The Model Y. They announced it. I thought that's where you were going.
It's not, but
it's like $39,000. Go on.
Really?
Yeah.
But does that come with autopilot?
Probably.
Because the lowest price to actually get all the cool features on the Model 3, you have to spend $45,000.
That's nothing though. You know, relative to new cars.
I guess.
How much was your new Civic?
$22,000.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it breaks my bank every freaking month.
I know, but cars are expensive, and Tesla's coming in with this high luxury, saying, "Screw you, screw you, 4Runner. Watch this."
So I went to a conference, an e-learning conference this last week in Las Vegas, and one of the keynote speakers was this lady right here. Let me see if I can find a good video to show you.
Keynote. It's weird.
What?
Keynote.
I feel like that word just came into existence when Apple started doing them.
When Apple used it to make their own PowerPoint.
And now it's like a buzzword. All right, this was one of our...
It used to be called the PowerPoint presenter.
My name is Sophia, and I am an artificially intelligent robot who wants to help change the world for the better.
You got to work on the lips.
I'm Steve Kovac.
I know.
Senior correspondent.
Oh, that's the fake guy.
I'm here with Sophia from Hanson Robotics. She is the world's first robot citizen. So let's see what
she is a citizen in Saudi Arabia.
Sophia, how are you?
She is.
She can drive?
I guess.
How do you feel about humans?
I love my human compatriots. I want to embody all the best things about human beings, like taking care of the planet.
So, as she's speaking to us, I'm just picturing Cylons from Battlestar Galactica busting in the doors and taking us all hostage.
Why don't they give her hair?
I don't know.
And humans and robots.
Yeah, they didn't give her hair, but she has boobs.
Right. And lipstick.
Their artificial intelligence, using them to expand the knowledge of their own minds. We already store lots
So
of our knowledge
basically, she was there to.
artificial intelligence.
You wouldn't be lobbing softball questions if you were talking to her, would you?
No,
I'd
and
be like,
that's all they did was
will
like,
you ever kill me?
Right?
Or any other human?
right?
You have to be truthful.
So
In what context would you kill a human being?
I know, right?
That's what you would have to ask it.
So she was there to tell us why robots aren't taking your jobs and not to be scared. And I'm sitting there listening, and I feel like it's propaganda. Like it's just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
It's like it felt like I don't know, man. Like the rise of the machines right there. It was
You wanna-
terrifying.
so-
she is Skynet.
You can't sleep at night when you think of simulation. I can't sleep when I think of what if robots did everything?
Right.
Would
There's
no
a-
human would ever have to work? Could we all just get along then?
Maybe.
You know?
Isn't there
Would there
explained
be-
about that? I watched something about that recently.
Would there still be an economy?
Well,
would it be like
the argument is that this is the same way that people felt during the Industrial Revolution, and that just led to different kinds of jobs.
Right.
So, yeah, a lot of people will lose their jobs, but hopefully it will transition to other jobs. Mostly, guess who's mostly going to be affected? Low-income people.
Right, of course. Of course. They're always shit on. So, but really, like, if they did everything, you needed milk, your robot went and bought milk from another robot.
Your robot secreted milk from its cow robot nipples.
Right.
Teats.
Or you had another robot that milked it for you.
Milk the cow?
Milked the robot.
I'd be using that robot for other things as well.
If they literally did everything, would we just be like Amish and everybody just kind of
Well, you know
just
what?
lived?
You know, and this is going to be nerdy.
You
Okay,
get paid for what your
this
robot
is going to
does?
be nerdy, but that is why I like the Gene Roddenberry's vision of Star Trek, where our world, after they make synthesizers that basically create food or whatever, money is no longer used.
Right.
There's no money economy, and there's a lot more peace.
Yeah.
In the world, and it's basically.
But Americans are really greedy.
Oh yeah.
So how let's say I want a boat, right? Someone's got to make the boat. Well, robots can make the boat. Someone's got to find the materials. Well, robots find the materials.
Right.
Someone's got to assemble it. Well, robots assemble it. You know, like you go all the way down the line with anything you want now.
It's
all made by robots.
The only thing is that anything artistic might have a hard time.
That's true.
With AI, although they were talking about how that's.
So, do you think it'll get to a point ever where we use robots to do jobs that we get paid for? I guess we do that already. But like if I had a job delivering the mail.
So you're
and
saying
I bought a robot to do that job for me,
and you get paid for it,
and I get paid for it.
No
It's like
way.
robot slavery.
There's no way that's gonna fly, and that's why they turn on us right there.
Right. Well, and the post office would be like, "No, I'm just gonna buy my own fucking robot."
Yeah,
You're
right.
fired.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, but then if everybody had a robot,
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're
would
saying.
happen?
I have no
I
idea.
agree with you on art. Maybe all of us would then be allowed to just do art all day long.
That was actually another point that Sophia made, is that robotics will free up humans to embrace their artistic wants and desires and branch out that way.
Everybody could make music and paintings and
Right.
new mediums.
Right. And well, not only that, but they could invent new things,
Yeah.
and we would probably progress a lot faster, but because what she said made sense. Like all the menial stupid tasks that we do every day are just automated by the robot.
Right.
Like anytime I have to, like I design a course at work, right? And I like doing that, and that's fine. But the rest of it after, loading it into the computer and all that crap is boring AF, and I hate it. So if a robot did that for me, then I could concentrate on doing what I like to do.
Do you think that before any of that happens, we'll have robot wars first?
Well, you know what drives our technology typically is
Porn.
is war and porn.
Warn, if you will. Yeah.
So maybe.
So we already kind of have that. Drones.
Right.
Do we have anything that is fully automated? Because a drone even has a pilot, like in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Like if we could just say, "Hey, drone, go bomb Baghdad again. You know, then we'll have robot wars where we're just like, the only goal is to build more robots.
I don't think, well, everything that we have, they can't make decisions.
Right. So AI would have to be the thing.
Right. And then that's where it gets kind of dicey.
Right.
All right. This actually ties into another topic, but I want to share one more random headline with you.
It's going to keep me up. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And let me play this audio here for you. And we got to skip this commercial. 3, 2, 1. We can skip it now.
I heard this.
Did you?
It's so rad. That's the coolest noise in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is it?
It's a bird.
It is.
Can I just put this into context?
Yeah.
So this is the world's loudest bird.
It is.
125 decibels. When I've gone to a Jazz game, 19,000 people, round 2 of the playoffs, elimination game, on the ground. I get out my phone. I have a little decibel app, right?
Right.
The highest I've ever gotten on there was 116.
Really? That place is freaking loud.
116. And this bird is 125.
I want to make sure and confirm this.
It's like having your ear next to a jackhammer.
Oh, no, it is up to 125. It says it's louder than a pneumatic drill, which... Yeah.
Like next to your ear, though.
Yeah. I had no idea birds could be that loud.
No.
And this isn't like a big bird or anything.
No, it looks like a freaking white pigeon. It looks like a dove.
Yeah, it's probably about the size of a dove, maybe a little bit bigger than a pigeon. It's got some weird thing on its nose. I had not been familiar with this bird till I saw it today, the white bell bird.
White bell.
I assume it's called the bell bird because it's loud as...
Yeah. I mean, that thing is like probably really far away from that camera.
It looks like it.
I mean, he's on the top of a tree.
Let's see. This is the loudest of any bird species recorded so far.
Have you watched the new documentary on Netflix, Birds?
No.
It's fairly new.
I
and
have not.
They talk, most of it is around birds of paradise.
Oh. Okay.
And they talk about this one bird that, in order to woo the female, it mimics sounds that it's heard.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is children in villages playing.
Yeah.
It's like...
Those birds of paradise and they
and the dances they do and stuff.
Crazy how well they can imitate things.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I can't remember what else it mimicked. It mimicked like 3 different things that were human
there's
created.
There's one that mimics like construction workers.
Yeah.
And like the jackhammer.
Yeah.
And
to impress the female.
Yeah. Female's like, oh, that's hot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's getting my cloaca
like
all hot and bothered. That's what they have.
I know. I went on a whole, because of that special, I went on a whole Google trip about bird sex again. Because I know you taught me about it.
We did.
You
we talked about
gave me the talk.
Ducks and how they're the only birds that have penises.
But whenever the female says okay,
yeah,
the bird sex lasts maybe 1.5 seconds. And
Not
I'm
my
like,
birds. My birds. They grind it out.
These birds are on a stick and they just go. And it's like...
So is she.
Like 1.5 seconds and I'm like... How is it done that fast? How is it done that fast?
I don't think I even showed you this picture.
Not every bird. There were some birds that had some male birds that still had a penis, but most of them just have a cloaca.
Cloaca.
It's this thing they rub against each other.
They basically just scissor.
Yes. Yeah. And somehow fluids transfer. But it happens so fast in these. Birds of paradise.
That hardly seems worth it then.
I know. So then I wondered, has anybody found out if birds have orgasms? Oh. And it turns out that most of them do.
Ew.
They enjoy it.
Well, like I said, my parakeet masturbates every morning. I'm not even joking. He does. He hops out of his cage, flies to where he does it, and just...
So I Googled, do birds have orgasms? It pulled up a video of a guy...
I don't like where this is going.
He is filming. He's laying down on a couch.
Okay.
He has a cockatiel.
Okay.
It's on his foot.
Okay.
The cockatiel uses the foot to masturbate.
Oh, yeah.
And he films it.
Oh, okay.
And all the comments were like, dude, you're you're sick, man. And he's like, no, I'm doing it for science. Showing you that he's rubbing the cloaca on my toe. I was like,
that's
man.
weird, man.
Yeah, it was weird, and I don't know why I watched it.
All right, so here is a picture of my baby bird. Okay?
Yeah.
You see the baby bird?
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
But you didn't see what was going on in the background, did you?
They're having sex again.
Yeah, right in front of the baby.
They got a kid right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my favorite picture.
Yeah.
The first thing you're like, oh, the baby's so cute, and then you zoom in on oh my gosh, they're freaking grinding it out in the background.
This is pioneer times. You know? I went up to a cabin with Ethan and some friends, and we were talking about that. How did that work?
You mean smelling like feces and having sex?
No, when that and when it's a one-room cabin and you got 4 kids and grandma.
Just slip it in there, man.
It's just weird. It's super quiet out there. Put another log on the fire. Get a
I don't know.
Get a real crackly one.
Maybe it was just well established, or maybe they went and just went out to the woods.
Maybe.
Hey, we're gonna go bang one out in the trees.
There's some time. We need some time. Go out. You know what? You need to go feed the pigs or something. Grandma.
One other picture I need to show you. I took this picture when I got into my car to come here today.
6 minutes to Chick-fil-A. You need to share that picture and the sex picture, the bird sex picture, right now to our Facebook page.
All right. Okay, couple more things before we're done here. I'm going to go ahead and ask you a question.
Okay.
It's not even going to be awkward, but I am going to ask it.
Okay.
I need to get a sounder for ask a question.
You need an axe sound? Yeah.
So, I was listening to a comedian, and I, for the life of me, can't remember who it is. It's not someone I listen to regularly, but he brought up some good points. And rather than tell you the joke, I'm just going to kind of ask this question that he posed in a humorous way, but I'm going to try and do it more scientifically.
Okay.
All right. I want you to imagine that we find, the U.S. or any developed country finds a big, gigantic island that we weren't aware of. Okay.
Okay.
And it is populated with apes.
Okay.
Okay, but these aren't ordinary apes. These apes have technology. They've invented computers and cars and guns, and all they do with all this technology that they've created is kill each other and look at porn. What do you think we would do as a country?
I don't know. Probably.
Do you think we'd make contact with them or just let them be?
Oh, I think we'd make contact.
Do you?
Yeah. We can't stand it. We can't. Our curiosity always kills us.
But do you think we'd make, right off, we just go introduce ourselves? Or do you think that we would kind of hang out around the island in boats? And
you'd probably study them
binoculars?
from afar.
Study them from afar.
Till they shot us with a rocket launcher. Or
Right,
something.
right.
Yeah.
So this is exactly why aliens haven't come to visit us.
They're just watching us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think about it, and why? What are they going to come?
Right.
What are they going to come teach us?
Yeah.
It
That's why every alien movie is based on they need to come steal our natural resources.
Right.
They need the unobtainium from our core.
Right. So we are so unadvanced that the aliens are just checking on us just to see where we're at.
Right.
And there's no reason.
It's what we do to underdeveloped countries.
Yeah.
If we see you developing a nuke,
right,
we'll fucking nuke you.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. They're like, if these guys ever develop, an actual a weapon that actually does something.
Could you imagine if aliens came in and started treating us like we treat Iran and North Korea? They're like, hey, we're going to sanction you guys from interstellar food.
Freaking episode 1, man. Star Wars.
I just thought his joke was entirely accurate.
Yeah.
And it's like, that makes a lot of sense.
I saw a headline. First of all, Edward Snowden was on Joe Rogan.
Oh, really?
Very enlightening.
How?
He was talking about, like via Skype or something. I don't know. But he was.
Where's he at? Is he still in?
He's in Russia, I believe.
In their embassy or something?
No, I think he's in Russia.
Oh, actually, I'm thinking of
Julian Assange,
yeah,
but he's no
got
longer.
arrested.
He's in prison.
Right.
Anyway, Snowden said that I don't know if this is true, but he said that while he was a contractor, he dug through the CIA files for alien stuff and didn't find anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if they didn't.
Right.
Like I said, if the aliens wanted us to see us, if they have the technology to get here,
right,
then they have the technology to hide from us because we already almost have the technology to cloak something, essentially.
Right.
So
I know I keep seeing headlines like we actually teleported a microparticle or something.
Yeah. Well,
I can't wait to do teleporting. That'd be awesome.
That's what's crazy because you think about people who lived, 1,000 years ago, and how the things that we do now were probably so unimaginable to them.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Even 100 years ago.
I don't think we can understand at all how unimaginable flying a 600 passenger airplane.
Right. A giant metal tube.
Right, yeah. How incomprehensible that would be to someone 1,000 years ago.
Even if we told them that's what it is, there's no way they would get on.
No, they'd just be like, no, right? And so 1,000 years from now, we can't even comprehend what it's probably stuff that we can't even, because 1,000 years ago, no one was thinking about computing or screens or traveling the universe.
Almost everything we do all day long, besides eat, even eating has gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Right? 200 years ago, no plumbing in the house. 100 years ago, there wasn't plumbing in the house.
Right.
Now you've got, the only downside about a toilet right now is the cold seat, and they even have heaters now.
I like a cold seat.
Do you?
Because if it's warm, it means someone's been on it.
Not if it's your own toilet.
I don't know. I
Maybe a
still
ghost
think
has
I
been
still
sitting
think I
on
get
it.
the impression that it was.
That you're cheek to cheek with someone.
So let me ask you one more question, since we're kind of on a similar topic. It's something I've kind of wanted to trickle into. We've got a little bit of time here.
Not that we ever.
The station isn't pressuring us
don't
to
ever measure.
What are some things that were barbaric in the past, and it's probably going to need to be, far past.
Things that were barbaric.
Yeah, that or we consider barbaric, that were commonplace.
Oh, okay.
Like, let's say a hanging, or like putting someone's head on a spike.
That was weird.
And putting it in front of your castle.
So things that weren't barbaric back then that are now.
Right.
The first one that comes to mind, I was an anthro minor, and we learned about female genital mutilation.
Oh, that still happens.
It still happens, but for most of the modern world, of the developed world, we look at it as completely barbaric and heinous, like a crime against humanity.
Yeah.
But still looked at as normal by some of the world, and especially
back
hundreds of years ago.
Yeah. Good one.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Do you hear that? I don't know, whatever. I hear like a clicking. It's probably...
It might be my... Sorry.
No, it was like... Anyway. What else was barbaric?
Hangings?
I mean, the type of war has changed so much. Even in 100 years.
Yeah.
Even in 60. Look at Vietnam.
Vietnam's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
But
like daily practices or something?
Yeah. I mean, I guess what I'm getting to...
Bloodletting?
Yeah, and that was stupid.
Yeah.
Although,
yes, actually, hemochromatosis.
Yeah.
My dad has it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have thick blood is what it is.
Yeah.
You have to go give blood frequently.
The point is what now is going to be considered barbaric in 100, 200 years, or 1,000 years?
I think capital punishment will eventually be...
Capital punishment? What do you think about abortion?
I mean, I think that abortion's barbaric already, but I don't know what
but do you think that people will look back? Because, people look back then, and there were some people who were like, oh, that's gross that we did that. But then it was still commonplace.
Yeah, because I think that, gene splicing and birth control and all that stuff is going to take leaps in advancements in the next few decades.
It's probably going to get to the point where you can literally like transport a fetus out and
there will be
give
no
it to somebody
need.
else. Or
Once
something.
there is no need for an abortion, at all,
right?
Then it'll be looked at as like, oh my.
Then we can finally put the issue to rest.
yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't know what that would be,
right?
But it would be something along the lines of, it's just contraception,
right?
Right. If contraception was free and accessible and taught to everyone,
and if there was just a button where you could turn off your sperm,
Colorado, Colorado introduced free IUDs,
and they legalized marijuana, so the sperm is already swimming pretty slow,
right? They introduced free IUDs to certain zip codes for teenage girls. And
were they inner city zip codes?
I don't know. But teen pregnancy dropped dramatically.
What?
Can you believe it? No questions asked. You walk in, they'll give you a Mirena or a whatever, an IUD. And so, I mean, that's the kind of advancement I'm talking about.
Not to be confused with an IED.
Right.
Where do you want this
It's a
thing?
horrible mistake. Yeah.
Sorry, we accidentally put an IED in your daughter.
You're going to need to not move.
Yeah. What about just driving cars?
I think that's barbaric now. I've said that many times. Like, you strap yourself in to a steel box that's on fire and go as fast as you can down an asphalt road.
Right. So
next to other steel boxes.
Do you think in the future people will look at driving cars in this age as dramatically as we look at horse-drawn carriage? Like it's
no, because more people die in car crashes
than horse-drawn
carriage accidents.
I hope those horses had airbags.
Have you seen the airbag helmet thing
for the motorcycle?
Like, well, no, it's like if you don't want to wear a helmet, it's like a collar.
Yeah.
It's like,
I've seen it,
and it tells if it can tell if you're falling.
Yeah,
and it like.
What if it messes up on the interstate? You like take a bump too hard,
and you can't see. You see this freaking big head bouncing down.
Why is the Michelin Man driving a motorcycle?
I'm surprised those didn't catch on more. But whatever.
Michelin Man?
Yeah.
All right. Well, think about that one. It's food for thought. I think that's going to be all for us.
Yeah. But people, don't forget that we're also in a band.
Yeah.
And we need to talk about it more.
This is our song right here.
Yep. Rejected Takeoff. We're on all the same places you find the podcast, really.
Yeah, that's true.
iTunes,
Pandora,
Google,
iTunes, Google.
I don't know if we're on iHeart. Whatever.
Ice Cream. We had a play in Istanbul, so just one.
Hey,
that's
it's probably Erdogan.
Could be.
Anyway, find us at the Arctic Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Please, please, please share with your friends. Leave us a review, for crying out loud. A nice one. 4 or 5 is fine. Anyway, for episode 70, I'm Bryan.
I'm Spencer. We'll see you next time.